Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be discussing the absolute disaster of what's going on now with the PlayStation 5 and all these situations going on. We're going to kind of go and piggyback off of yesterday's video and kind of discuss even more stuff in more detail and kind of throw my opinions on this because I feel like there is just so much bad stuff going on in terms of the PlayStation 5 and also the Xbox and all these phones, everything, pretty much everything in regards to the semiconductor situation has been nothing but bad. And as of now, people are essentially calling this a massive crisis level in terms of how bad the potential is going to be in the near future. Now, I don't want to be like a fear monger and basically make you guys get super worried or whatever, but just more so kind of seeing a lot of analysts kind of throw their opinions on this and thoughts on this definitely makes me a little bit more curious on how the world's going to be in the next 1 or 2 years, especially in the world of electronics. So I want to go a little bit more in depth on my own opinion on this stuff as well. We also have an article to kind of base this off to as well and kind of talk about this. But I feel like a lot of you folks out there that are still trying to get your consoles, you guys may go and agree on how hard this is. And also, especially with all these other bad setbacks, such as literally PlayStation ships sinking, like cargo things getting stuck and everything bad, we have a lot to go and talk about for this video. If any of you guys are brand new, welcome to the channel itself. We cover a lot of Sony news, Restock news especially. So if that's something you guys would like to, or even game news, feel free to go subscribe to the channel itself or put on the notifications if you guys are trying to go get an actual PlayStation, or just be subscribed for the PS5 giveaway going on for the channel. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos. We have the Amazon links down below for the disc and digital consoles. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream link down below, especially go follow up the Twitter if you guys would like. We also made a video earlier on today discussing some walk-in news. If you guys are actually trying to go get your consoles, feel free to go check that on out as well. We had some of that news with that and Best Buy. And also we have the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money, and Coinbase. If you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. So let's go dive into the actual article itself and talk about this. As I mentioned, a lot of the stuff kind of comes down to the actual semiconductor stuff, but the fact that people are now escalating this into a literal crisis is kind of the more surprising stuff. So I'm going to try to go chime in some new thoughts mixed in with this too as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I hope you guys all have a nice, lovely weekend. We'll have a nice little, like a lot of overall Sony news throughout this week too as well. So basically, even this actual article title is insane. Global semiconductor shortage affecting next-gen console stock, reaching crisis levels and getting worse. So as I mentioned, we will have a little bit of a crossover for conversation here, but I want to touch on more speculation, more so I want to hear your thoughts too on this as well. So more than 4 months, and I still can't believe it's been over 4 months, after the release of the next generation consoles, the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S are still very difficult to find. It doesn't seem like inventory issues are going to clear up anytime soon, which is very true, just more so based on, well, everyone is talking about these semiconductors. Every single person, even the president, it's insane. Like, we made like 5 videos on this and all like for various different opinions on this. It's insane. The global semiconductor shortage impacting manufacturing of electronics, including those coveted next-gen consoles, and lack of PS5 stock at many retailers have been steadily getting worse and is reaching what one tech analyst is calling crisis levels, which basically just means there is just I don't know how it can even get worse. Like, it's like literally almost like hard for me to say, or how to wrap my head around it on how with all these stock and how low the stock is, and how even the Best Buy drop had basically no digital stocks at all. Like, we're basically just kind of seeing the stuff where it's just like people are just trying their best to get like 5 consoles out. It's insane, but somehow it's gonna even get worse. You guys can sense the frustration. I just want you guys to get your consoles. An article by The Guardian, Neil Campling, which we kind of touched on before too as well, a media and tech analyst at moreFind, is quoted by saying, "Chips are everything." Says Neil Campling, media and tech analyst at moreFind. There is a perfect storm of supply and demand factors going on here, but basically there is a new level of demand that can't be kept up with. Everyone is in crisis and it is getting worse, which is not what we want to go in here, because a lot of us out there watching these videos still are trying to go get our consoles. Like, we just want to be able to go play our PS5 and just enjoy our games. The PS5 and Xbox Series X are far from the only devices impacted by the shortages. We know this with cars, TVs, and phone manufacturers that also use the same semiconductors and computer chips, like companies like Ford, Apple, Samsung, Nissan, and GM, join the likes of Sony and Microsoft in having it adjust inventory and manufacturing and even release dates. So that's like one thing I want to go touch on too as well, because we kind of touched on that yesterday. And also, guys, if you guys are ever watching this video, you guys are still trying to get your consoles, don't worry. Sony is still making consoles. It's in their best interest to keep on making money and also selling consoles. And we do have a lot of major restocks that keep on happening as well, and they are going to keep on happening. And don't get FOMO on the consoles. We're still waiting for major AAA games to even come out. We still have a few months for that. So guys, don't blow your money. Don't be dumb. Don't don't go buy some from a sketchy guy down the street, because then what if your console's broken or stolen? That's always the major issue if it's stolen. So just don't worry about it too much. We'll still get our consoles. They're still making them. They're still making the actual semiconductors. Don't worry. Don't worry. But anyway, so and even the release dates based on the shortages around the world. So that's one major thing we kind of touched on yesterday. But I feel like I didn't ramble enough into it that I wanted to. When it comes to stuff, I can't believe that there's now going to be either price hikes on iPhones, we saw that yesterday, or even things like the actual Android phones literally being delayed. And I also wonder, too, if this is going to also affect things like the Switch Pro, because we know right now they're in production and they're being made, but if literally everything on the planet, like literally everything on the planet is still having all these issues, I genuinely wonder if they're even going to go delay out the Switch Pro. Because if we're literally having phones going and getting delayed, what's going to go and stop things like consoles getting delayed as well? It's more so like the Switch. I no matter what, the Sony consoles, the Microsoft consoles are still going to be kind of going out and being made or whatever. That's fine. We get that. But the one major issue is more so on the fact of how much they're going to be making. And that's kind of been, I think, the overall issue with the restock is the fact that they're just not making enough and people still want to go get them in mass. Like a lot of you guys probably watching this video probably still want to go get an actual console in the first place. So it's insane that we're still having issues, and I think it's going to keep on progressively getting worse and worse and worse because right now a lot of these semiconductor factories are so backed up, and they're backed up for the next 6 months, the next year, and they just basically are running at like 100% capacity. And then what happens if something bad happens? What happens if something breaks? What happens if, like, you know, anything at all happens at all? So it's just not good. And especially with all these actual dates, like we have actually seen major restocks, even such as in India, get majorly delayed because some of the stock is just not there, or they just can't make it fast enough, or it literally sinks in a cruise ship, you know, cargo ship. So it's just not good. And this also affects everything. And I think that's like how, like, the major definer thing, we kind of touched on this yesterday on something like the Galaxy Note getting delayed that's huge. That's like the iPhone, like the once a year getting delayed. It's like a Call of Duty game getting delayed. Like that never happens because we know it every year. There's supposed to be another upgrade. We know every year is supposed to be better. It knows, like, it's just what we're used to. So it's insane to even think about this. With demand for electronics on the rise amid the pandemic and shortages keeping inventory low, which we've been seeing a lot for the PlayStation, especially, and Xbox, the global chip shortage crisis doesn't look to resolve itself anytime soon, which just makes me so sad to see. There is no sign of supply catching up or demand decreasing. So basically just, you know, I don't even touch on the same thing because I remember talking about how the PlayStation up. While prices are rising across the chain. If anything, the biggest thing I think on this, and like I want to more so touch on this, kind of like to differentiate the video from yesterday, is that while the prices are rising, that makes it harder for everyone to get stuff. I like somewhat touched on some of the stuff yesterday because I think it's just like a different take in the same article. But when it comes to that stuff, like Sony's gonna have to spend more money to make all these things, and they're already losing money on every console sold, which leads into why the digital stock, I feel like, is never actually being made. I almost want to make a separate video on that in the future for the digital, but it's insane on just how hard it is to get the stuff internally to make these, the semiconductor chips, etc., because it's just so hard because it's in everything. Like, I feel like there should be like one analyst back in the day that was like, you know, this random semiconductor chip is within 15,000 different products. Maybe we should make more factories. Maybe we should go and try some other chip and make and develop new technology, which is what Biden wants to do right now with his, like, you know, his like $40 billion bill for semiconductor research. But oh my Lord, it's awful. It's so bad. So basically, you know, as everything keeps on going on up for price-wise, this will cross over to people in the street, which also means so cars are going to be going up. Phone prices might be going on up. So iPhones, etc., Android phones, cars in general, especially like things like Tesla, where they have to actually have more of these motherboards mixed on in to make their technology better, those will be going up. Now, some people keep on rumoring if the PlayStation price is going to go up. I don't know. I truly do not think they would. But with the unprecedented demand mixed with that and the Xbox, I think they can kind of get away with it. Like, I really think if Sony wanted to even raise it up another $50, $100, I think people would pay it. If it was for retail and stuff like that, I think people would. But I don't think they would want to raise the price either way. I just think it'd be kind of dumb if they did, because so many people, like, imagine you're someone who bought the console at $500. And then, like, your brother bought a console for $500. You're trying to get yours. You just got unlucky. And then because you got unlucky, you have to pay an extra $100. I just don't think they ever will. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. But the fact that all these things are now expected to either get delayed, like as we touched on yesterday with the notes and iPhones, etc., it's just not good. It really is not good, and how bad the situation is actually going and getting. How will this ultimately impact the future of the PS5 is unknown. Like I said, I don't think it's going to probably affect it too much, but it's something to be on the note for and be aware of. More so on the actual amount they're making, because it does cost more money as everyone else. Basically, like, if you're a company, you're making good money, and you want to go pay an extra $5 for every chip because you could afford it, then guess what? Sony basically gets locked on out or locked out of like major contracts or like bonus amounts. So it's kind of hard for that. Like I can kind of see the competition's hard if everyone's competing for it, but you'll have to keep paying attention for the restock announcements like our channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed for that. Don't get any luck if you still haven't grabbed one for yourself. Retailers aren't likely to have lasting inventory for a while yet, and as previously predicted, the PS5 inventory issues continued throughout the year, and the latest reports seem to support that assessment. So basically everything is hitting major crisis mode. So basically no one's getting, I mean, a lot of people are getting consoles. Like they're still making consoles, they're still producing consoles, but as the year keeps on going on and on and on, and the demand for these semiconductor chips that we keep on always bringing on up keeps on getting harder and harder because number one, the supply keeps on getting lower in terms of what people have stockpiled, like major companies. And then two, they can't make more. They just can't make more. And every company wants to make more because the demand's there. Like if you can go make another 5 million consoles for PS5s, they're going to go get sold on out, even for astronomical huge numbers like that within a week. So every company wants it, but not every company can afford it. And it also leads towards other people either saying, do we want to wait? Do we want to go wait for to release our product or our computers or our phones? Or do we want to go and, just keep on trucking on through like how Sony and Microsoft are? So it really is bad. Like all this stuff is really bad. Now, once again, to reiterate, people will still be getting consoles. You guys will still be getting stock. We'll still be getting restocks, like, all the et cetera, blah, blah, blah. So those are the Amazon links down below. But it does keep on making it harder for a long term. And it may also keep us more on this weird supply shortage for a while yet as well, which kind of stinks. I mean, I like spending time with you guys and making videos for you guys. But at the same time, I also would like you guys just to have your consoles in general. Like to me, that makes me happy because I want you guys to be able to play the games that are cool. But once again, though, to kind of calm you guys down, they are still making consoles. They are still going supplying stuff. Stocks and restocks are still happening, and there is still not any major PS5 games yet. We still have a few months for that, so don't even stress, don't worry. Keep on trying your best to get your consoles and go from there. I love you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. If you guys have any ads, just go towards my mom. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream, a link down below. The Amazon links for the disc and digitals if you guys want to go check throughout the weekend. Make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on, especially as well for the PS5 giveaway, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. As well, we also have the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money and Coinbase. If you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. You guys all so much for watching. We'll have a lot more news all throughout the day and weekend. Love you guys all so much. I'll see you guys up on the next one. Love you guys.